fans, how you doing? This is Matt Riley, welcoming you back to the Blue Cottage today. Got a friend of mine here today, special guest star on the show today, Mr. Ryan Pepe, who is a young, up-and-coming, really good flat-picking guitar player. All around, generally great musician, but a really good flat picker. I first met him when he was about 11 years old, and he has just starting out then. He has come quite a long way since then. What do you think, Roy? Quite a long way since then, okay? And we were just, me and him both share an interest in this history and in this genre of music. And we were just picking on a good old burner there called Stoney Point. And as we usually do at the Blue Cottage, we delve a little bit into the historical significance of the tune or whatever we can find in it. And we found, when we were looking at that one, we found that one of the main things about that one in this country even, and we've talked about how a lot of our fiddle tunes have origins in other countries, but we're actually not talking about that particular case today. We're talking about the fact that even in our country, this fiddle tune has various names that it goes under. All right, so we call it Stoney Point. That's how we learned it. But it also goes by the name of Old Dad. It also goes by the name of Wild Horse. And my particular favorite, right?
Pigtown Fling.
Pigtown Fling. Not exactly sure what that is. Okay, but we did discover in our research that that is more of a northern name. And so one of the cool things about the, playing these songs, learning these songs, and then delving into their histories is that we found that with that particular song, the name that it's given has a lot to do with the region you're from. All right, almost like the way you play it would have a lot to do with that too. I know in Ireland there's different styles of fiddle playing. There's Sligo fiddle playing. There's and whatnot, and it's almost like that in this country too. So everybody. So in this particular case, this song has different names depending on the region that it came from. Where it was originally played. So which we find is utterly cool and just adds to the mystique of this music that we're so into right now, and that we hope to continue generating. If you notice, we both played a melody. Okay, so he took a melody, then I took a melody, then he took an improv, and then I took an improv, and then he finished it out with the melody. And usually that's what I would prefer to do if I was working on a fiddle tune like that. Everybody likes to improv, but as you know, right, take it direct from Ryan's mouth. What's the best way to improv?
You need to know the melody.
You need to know the melody of the tune, okay? This man knows, he does his homework, that's for sure, on the tune. And then you could tell, if you listen closely to the improvs of anybody, really, you could tell where their influences are coming from. Who they listen to on the way up, and like who would be some of your major influences flat picking guitar wise, right?
Probably Tony Rice.
Tony Rice.
Brian.
Definitely heard that. You could definitely hear some Tony. All right, you could definitely hear some Brian. You could definitely heard some. I heard some Doc. And basically that's what you're going to hear from me too, because if you're going to study this style of flat picking, who are you going to study? You're going to study Tony, you're going to study Doc, you're going to study Brian, Clarence White, David Greer, all those guys. There's too many to name on one video, but there's such a wealth of inspirational players out there, and the really, really good ones, will always make the melody first, right? And if you notice on that particular tune, we started with the melody and we ended with the melody. It's always fun to improvise and to go crazy in the middle of a song You know, not too crazy where you lose sight of the song that you're playing, but you know, we like to make it clear what we're playing, and like I said, we are heavily influenced as traditional musicians, as trad musicians. The tradition of handing down your playing style from one player to the next is very much in effect here. Okay, very much in effect. Okay, so you know, the tradition of you know, picking out a lead on a guitar, you know, and then or telling a story. It's very much like a game of telephone. You know, you start the message, and by the end, you know, if Clarence White and Doc Watson started this message and they passed it down to this young man, by the time it comes out of his fingers, it's something entirely different, but it has its roots back there, which is really cool. And he's still keeping the tradition alive. So, we'd like to thank you for stopping by the Blue Cottage today. I think we'll be seeing a lot more of this guy hanging around the Blue Cottage, hopefully, and his travels and his playing. And we hope you enjoyed this episode. And we look forward to seeing you again real soon. Thanks. Bye.